And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road today. We are at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on People Street. You see on the screen show number 2,421. Yes. Birthdays today on this January the 7th. Who's having birthdays? Kenny Loggins from Loggins in Messina, or Kenny Loggins, solo artist, having a birthday today. He is 78. Katie Couric having a birthday, the television news anchor for many, many years, 69 today. And Nicolas Cage, actors, having a birthday. He's 62 today. And those are the birthdays here again on this Tuesday, January the 7th. Wednesday, January the 7th. On the road at Chick-fil-A, where they got the frosted floats now, the Coca-Cola floats or the high-C floats or the frosteds. They got it either way, frosted float or just a regular float. Now, the frosted is both of them with ice cream, the ice cream. The frosted, they're spun, put together, and the regular float's just ice cream in the drink. Coca-Cola, root beer, cherry Coke, high-C, regular Coke. The floats are here. They're not going away. This is a permanent thing, so it's really cool. It's the brand new thing on board. And also this month they're showcasing the chicken sandwich meal, the traditional chicken sandwich with fries and a drink here at Chick-fil-A and all Chick-fil-A's here at, on People Street in Johnson City. So good morning to you. We got lots going on. We got lots coming in. Andrew Smith, sports writer from the Johnson City Press. J.D. Bond, the executive sports editor of the Johnson City Press, going to be one of our guests. Going to be joined by Mr. Baseball, Greg Salyer, breaking down one of the divisions. I think it's American League East. And Brendan Sweeney's due to join us from Milligan University talking Buff sports and get his take on the wild card playoffs coming up this weekend. Of course, big football game tomorrow night. Yeah, biggin'. College National semifinal tomorrow night. Got one tomorrow night, got one on Friday night to determine who's going to be in the national championship of college football. So, anyway, lots going on. Let's get it cranked up with the national anthem as we always do in the verse of the day. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. And so here we go with the national anthem. Let's get it cranked up. Who's going to do it today? How about Gabe Short, young man out of Elizabethton? No, let's do this because he did it last night. Man, he was awesome. T.R. Dunn, where is he? See if I can find him real quick. He was on target last night. Where can I find him? National anthem. Let's go back up here to this other file real quick and see if I can find him because he was out of the sight, dynamite good. Guy just grabs the microphone, lets it rip. Where is he? Can't find him. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, there he is. National anthem, T.R. Dunn. Young man from Johnson City. He does the PA for Science Hill. He is awesome. Here's T.R. singing the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er
Very simple. It happens every day. Tell us how we can do it.
Yeah, all you got to do is give us a call. We brought 2 yesterday, actually, but you just give us your name and your birthday and tell us where your prescriptions are at right now, and we'll call that pharmacy, get everything brought over. A lot of times people are nervous about moving because they're afraid something doesn't have refills or something can't be transferred. And when that's the case, we'll call those doctors, get you new prescriptions, and take care of everything, really. It's like the people, one of them we had transferred yesterday, said they'd been trying for about 3 days to get medicine refilled and just wasn't happening, and was frustrated and asked if we could do better, and called, got everything transferred. Took maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and we had to call the doctor on one, which waiting on doctors can sometimes be a little time consuming, but they got that called in, and by the afternoon we had everything ready for her.
There you go, folks.
So,
it's just that easy. If you're not happy where you're getting your prescriptions filled, come to the Lingerfield Drug Center. The phone number to call and talk to you about it is?
It's 423-542-2138.
There you go. One of our great sponsors right here of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Get your prescription changed to a mom-and-pop pharmacy that still cares about their people and still wants to give you 100% customer satisfaction. It's right here at Lingerfield Drug Center beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on People Street. All right, so it's a business, a performance-based business, and you know that. But I got to scratch my head. John Harbaugh getting canned by the Baltimore Ravens. I don't get that one. After 18 seasons, the winningest coach in Ravens history got canned yesterday. Well, it's interesting. His agent said, and I guess he's telling the truth. You know, agents can sometimes bend things a little bit to benefit their clients. But his agent, Brian Harlan, and I would agree with this, said within 45 minutes, 7 different teams were called to ask about his services. So I'm telling you, of course, I'm biased and I'm partial. Hello, Jimmy down in Georgia. How you doing, sir? Love that guy. He's so cool. Met his mom and his daddy at Food City back before Christmas. He was bragging on that boy. They like him. And I understand his mom and dad, they like that boy. So anyway, I'm biased, but I think the Raiders, he'd look good in silver and black. John Harbaugh. I'm going to guess Tom Brady, who's in charge of getting a new coach, is going to go throw the money at him. Mark Davis has got it. The ceiling cap is where the Raiders can really do some movement as far as the coach or players, et cetera, et cetera. So he won't be unemployed long, I can tell you. Of course, you've got Jason Garrett now being interviewed by the Tennessee Titans, former Cowboys coach. So the Giants appear to be the front runner for Harbaugh. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, but they may say, you know, that he wouldn't touch the Raiders either. But look, it's a proud franchise. They got the money now. They got the ceiling cap. They got more wiggle room with money. They got the number 1 draft pick coming in. They can't go anywhere but up. Harbaugh can take that job and go, if he makes any kind of progress, or any of the coaches, not just Harbaugh, makes any kind of progress, they're going to be happy as pigs in slop in Vegas because the Raiders are that bad. Anyway, Harbaugh is available. The Giants, the Titans, the Falcons, the Browns, and the Cardinals are all looking for a new coach. So why would you be excited about John Harbaugh? Well, he's the winningest coach in Ravens history. 180 wins, 113 defeats during his time in Baltimore. Won the Super Bowl in 2013. Named NFL Coach of the Year in 2019. So here's an interesting stat. Harbaugh's won 8 road playoff games over his career, which are the most by a coach in NFL history. But over the last 12 seasons, they've only won 4 games in the postseason. So from that standpoint, he's not getting it done. But from a availability, can he turn a program around, a franchise around, and shoot some energy into a program or a franchise? There's no question. John Harbaugh out there, and of course, I'm going to keep my eye on the phone. He may get hired today. It won't take long, and he'll name his price and get what he wants. This guy's, I mean, he's out there. You know, there's a bunch of retreaded coaches, quite frankly, Jason Garrett being one of those. I mean, the guy can coach, I think. Former Cowboys coach being interviewed by the Titans. So you got some of those guys out there, and the pedigree is okay. You take a guy like John Harbaugh, I mean, that's instant credibility for your franchise. And whatever he wants financially, I'm sure he's going to name it and get it. And understandably so. So anyway, Harbaugh gets canned yesterday, so we now have coaching vacancies, as we said, in Baltimore. The Giants, the Titans, the Falcons, the Raiders, the Browns, and the Cardinals. Who goes in behind Harbaugh? I don't know. That's a tough gig too. Now, granted, I just read the stats about the postseason. You would think, in theory, Lamar Jackson's coming back, although he has expressed some interest. He may go shopping a little bit. And again, anytime there's any team or any player of any kind of credibility that says he may be interested, the Raiders immediately say, yeah, we're interested. So Lamar Jackson with the Raiders, I don't know. Geno Smith is not the answer. But I was talking to a guy last night. Hello, Dennis Bellamy. Hello, Carl Wilson. Hope you're feeling better, bub. But, you know, Geno Smith didn't get it done with the Raiders. And I know most of you don't care about the Raiders as my team. But just let me get it off my chest for a second, and we'll move on. But it's not all his fault. When you're averaging 8 sacks a game, you can't really blame it all on the quarterback. It's, in a literal sense, a snap and run more times than not. Just snap the ball and take off running and hope to God you don't get sacked. That's kind of what he was dealing with. Then you put Pickett out there, same thing. Then Aiden O'Connell, same thing. So it's not just Geno Smith. The offensive line is woeful for the Raiders. And so anybody that's going to be going into that team has to understand it ain't just the quarterback. And the coach would know that too. Pete Carroll would tell you that. It ain't just the quarterback. Now, Geno didn't get it done. But in large part, he was snapping and running. So he's running for his life almost every play. So it's, you know, you start looking and digging into things and go, oh, okay, it's not always as it appears. Anyway, former Dallas Cowboy coach and current TV analyst Jason Garrett interviewing tomorrow, or rather Friday, for the Titans job, replacing Brian Callahan, who was fired by the Titans in the midseason. So Garrett's not been a head coach since 2019. Worked on the sidelines in 2021 as the Giants offensive coordinator. So he went 85-67 when he was in Dallas and won 3 NFC East crowns. So say what you want, he's getting it done. And so, yeah, Carl, I'm glad you're out, buddy. I knew you wasn't feeling well, and I didn't say a lot about it on the air, but now that you're out, I'm glad you're out. So there you go. He's always been a loyal fan of this show, and I appreciate that very much. He's a good man, and that boy Michael's pretty good, and that granddaughter's pretty good too. So we appreciate Carl Wilson and the boys. So let's see. College football. The big one's coming up tomorrow night and Friday night. Who wins these games? Ole Miss or Miami? Who do you think? Or Oregon and Indiana? Who do you think? Who do you think it? Who do you think's going to win it? It's going to be good. And so tomorrow night and Friday night, if you're a football junkie, then you would want to be tuned in tomorrow night and Friday night for the college football semifinals. Tom Taylor Sports Show on the road. We're at Chick-fil-A here in Johnson City on People Street, where they got the new thing in, and it's the permanent on the menu. The Coke floats. You get a root beer float, a Coke float, a high C float, anything out there, a cherry cola float, a Sprite float, anything that's soft drink-wise, a Diet Coke float, or a Coke float, or a Frosted. Now, the float is just the ice cream in the drink, but now the Frosted is swirled. You take the drink and the ice cream and swirl it and put it in a cup. And so, hello, little JoJo, how you doing? And so that's the new thing at Chick-fil-A is the Coke floats and the Frosted floats. And you can get any drink you want. In fact, tonight before church, I'm going to get one now, get it all over me. But tonight before church, we normally stop by Chick-fil-A, and I'll probably have a root beer Frosted float tonight. Test it out and see what it's like. So that's what's going on. College basketball, take a look at it coming up next. The Vols last night. Everybody in here today is, man, look at the Vols. Okay. It ain't Arkansas, it's Texas. And Texas is Texas in college basketball right now. Not a powerhouse, but again, a win is a win is a win. And so they get a big win last night at the Food City Center. We'll take a look at that and more. We'll be right back after this college basketball. We're on the road at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Show number 2421. Now, I'm going to tell you one more time. You know, I was talking to a guy about it last night. I said, man, I'm so proud of this, but I don't want to look like I'm bragging. He said, you're not bragging, you're reporting. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. I just showed Connie, who right here at marketing, she was all gaga about it. It's a big deal, I think. Anyway, got this yesterday from Facebook. January 1st through December 31st, 2025, 1.3 million views. So there you go. I ain't making this up. There it is, coming from, of course, I wouldn't make it up anyway. Facebook Analytics, calendar year 2025, 1.3 million views. So, is that Tom Taylor? Absolutely not. It's the Lord Jesus. It's his show. Oh, I've told you many times on this show, like the late Phil Robertson would say on Duck Dynasty, that show's going to go as far as God wants it to go. Same here. If he shuts it down tomorrow, then he shuts it down. But he didn't, and he hasn't. So last calendar year, we had 1.3 million views on the show. So cannot thank you enough. So am I bragging? I hope it doesn't come across that way, because I'm not. But I want you to know what we're doing. And so we'll take a break. College basketball next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Tell us why. A lot of real estate companies out there. Why David Collins and Collins and Company?
Well, we service before and after the sale. I think that's a big thing. And follow through on phone calls. I think, and I have a lot of people just comment on how professional our website is, how professional our agents are, and what we do, and how we follow through with things. For instance, I'm not telling the name of a real estate company or anything like that. That's had a buyer that bought one of our houses through another agency, and she just called me. She said, my agent didn't show up at closing, didn't bring me any keys, we didn't do a final walkthrough. That's pretty sad. And, I just want to let folks know, you come here, you're going to get service, follow through. We're going to work through with you, follow you through the process, help you through the process. You don't have a lender. We've got lenders we recommend. Attorneys for closing we recommend. And you get full service here.
End of story. Full service. Phone number to call?
423-543-5741.
A 97% closing ratio, folks. Collins and Company, great sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Top 25 college basketball last night had 3 upsets. The highest ranked team went down would have been the Georgia Bulldogs, a 18th in the country, losing to Florida by 15. 19th ranked Iowa, the Hawkeyes go down to Minnesota by 3. And 25th ranked Central Florida gets defeated by Oklahoma State by 11. And that's your top 25 upsets last night. And the winners, number 6 Duke with an 11-point win over 20th ranked Louisville in Louisville. It's a big win. Number 2 Michigan hanging on and holding off Penn State, beat them by 2, 74-72. Of course, Tennessee 14-point win over the Texas Longhorns at the Food City Center, 85-71 for the Vols. Texas Tech and Houston, I predicted the upset. Didn't happen. Tell you what I know. Houston came from behind to beat them by 4, 69-65. Cougars number 7 in the country, beating 14th ranked Texas Tech. And then in overtime, Kansas rallies to beat Texas Christian, the Horned Frogs, 104-100 in overtime. So 22nd ranked Kansas gets a W. Now you look at today's top 25 hoops. By the way, Tennessee goes to 1-1 in the league and 11-4 overall. Texas falls to 1-1 and 9-6 for Longhorn basketball. So tonight, got some good ones. Top-ranked Arizona at home against Kansas State. You have also tonight number 4 UConn at Providence. Number 3 Iowa State plays at Baylor. Number 5 Purdue hosting Washington. You have 15th ranked Arkansas on the road at Ole Miss tonight. Number 9 BYU hosting Arizona State. Good one in Nashville. 11th ranked Vanderbilt, 13th ranked Alabama will get with it tonight. The Memorial Gym at 9 o'clock on ESPN. That'll be a good ball game. 23rd ranked Virginia at home in Charlottesville against California. And 24th ranked SMU, the Mustangs, on the road at Littlejohn Coliseum to battle the Clemson Tigers in Clemson. That's your top 25. Lady Vols on the road tonight. They're playing, and they play at Mississippi State. See where the men's team is on Saturday. Tennessee men on Saturday the Volunteers will be on the road at Florida. Oh boy, they're coming off that upset win over Georgia. 12 o'clock on Saturday, ESPN, Tennessee and the Gators in Gainesville. At the O'Connell Center. So Stephen C. O'Connell Center to be exact. So there you go. So top 25 last night, 3 upsets. 18th ranked Georgia, 19th ranked Iowa, and 25th ranked Central Florida go down last night in men's top 25 college basketball. So college football, Trinidad Chambliss agrees to return to Ole Miss next season. He has to wait and see if he can be eligible to play. He is petitioned the NCAA for a waiver, a medical redshirt waiver, for his 6th year of eligibility. Yet to receive a definitive answer. His lawyers love it. Got football players now with lawyers in college. They're all jacked up because if they don't let him play, his lawyer says he'll suffer irreparable harm if he's not granted the waiver. Well, okay. The crux of Trinidad Chambliss's case is what he's asking for, a medical redshirt from his sophomore season at Ferris State. He supplied 91 pages of medical documents that showed he was battling a respiratory issue and hired Mars to help his case. NCAA is looking for more information about this before they make a ruling. Now, his attorney says, look, it's been 7 weeks since Ole Miss provided the NCAA with all the information they need to make a decision. What's the deal? What's the holdup? Mars said he and other lawyers are already working on a immediate contingency plan if he's denied and told no. So now Trinidad comes out. You got to give the guy props. He calls it like it is. Chambliss says the money in the contract he agreed with at Ole Miss would mean a lot to him and his family. It's not everything about money, but it sure does help. Yeah, Trinidad, you're right, buddy. So anyway, they're waiting for a decision from the NCAA. They're getting ready for a football game, as you know, against the Miami Hurricanes, and they're going to need Trinidad to run in full throttle, and he's 100% ready to go. But still, yep, it's up in the air, and so his attorney said even if they tell us no, we're going to have a contingency plan. If we get told no, we're still going to find a way for him to play. So we'll see. Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're on the road, we are. Hey, I want to tell you about Cannons. We were there yesterday. 70%, I love this. I'm going to preach this to the mountaintop. 70% of what they sell, Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings in downtown Elizabethton, is what? American made. Hickory and High Point, North Carolina. They've got factories in Virginia they buy from. So when you buy furniture from Cannons, it's American made, 70%, and everything right now on sale. Half price. Everything in the store. All the furniture is half price right now. Again, at Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. That's awesome. And so if you are in need of recliners, lift chairs, dining room set, living room set, half price right now. You go in there, everything's marked. Take the orange tag that you see on anything in the store at Cannons and immediately cut it in half. How about that? Andrew Smith's here. He's going to join us tomorrow night. It's Ole Miss in Miami, and Friday night it's Oregon and Indiana. We'll talk about that. Well, I may let him talk a little bit, not much about the NBA. Okay. So he's an NBA guy. I'm not. So, but I do like the Spurs, not because of Wemby. I've liked them back with Tim Duncan and those guys. But we'll see. I know LeBron's now telling everybody that for them to be any good, he's got to give Luka. He's got to take something. He's got to help Luka, and Luka don't need no help. Luka can play. So anyway, we'll talk a little NBA. We'll definitely talk college football. And what's he got on? Oh, okay. It's time. He's got his Braves hat on. Hey, we talked about this yesterday with Andrew McKeon. If the Braves come back at 100% like they've got coming out of spring training, everybody's healthy, man, they're a powerhouse. They are going to be making some noise, I think, in the NL East. So we'll see. Mr. Baseball will be here in a little while to talk about that, too. As will be J.D. Vaughn's coming today. All that and more. But Mr. Smith is in the house, and he'll come forward and pontificate next on the Tom Taylor Sports. Double C Western Supply in Elizabeth and your Cowboy store and so much more. We have shoes and boots for guys and gals. We have kids' boots and shoes for the little people too. Ball caps, Marriott Wrangler, a large selection of Huey. We have purses, billfolds, handbags. We carry a full line of Montana Silversmith jewelry. We have both Lane Frost and Huey cologne and perfumes. We even have several styles of rugs to choose from and a large kids section full of boots and shoes and jeans and dresses and even stuffed animals. And jeans, and more jeans, both work and casual for guys and gals. Ariat and Wrangler in all sizes and styles. T-shirts for men, women, and kids. For cold weather, we have fleece tops and sweaters. And racks full of men's shirts, including the George Strait line from Wrangler. Short sleeve and long sleeve shirts for men and women. Vests and jackets for the cold days and nights for the guys and the ladies. We have a full line of tack and cowboy hats for cowboys and cowgirls, along with belts and a great selection of saddles. So you see, it is a cowboy store and more. Double C Western Supply, Railroad Street, Elizabethton. Find us on Facebook and at doublecwesternsupply.com. We're talking to Joseph Taylor, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And what's going on at Ivy Hall Nursing Home?
Ivy Hall, we would love to have short-term rehab patients. If you go in for knee surgery, shoulder surgery, stuff like that, you need a little bit of rehab, please consider Ivy Hall. We have private rooms for our short-term rehab patients. We offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, full-time respiratory therapy. We'd love to take care of you.
Looking for help? Looking for folks to work here?
Absolutely, 100%. If you want to come in, if you're a CNA, LPN, RN, you want to work in dietary, laundry, housekeeping, we would love to have you. You can go to ivyhallnursinghome.com and fill out an application. Somebody will certainly call you back if you put in an application.
Yep. So all these different folks, you take care of these different therapy programs, right?
Absolutely. We love the short-term patients. We love the long-term patients. Either one, we want to take care of anybody that comes our way, for sure.
Social media?
Social media, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, and like I said, ivyhallnursinghome.com.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, folks. Love promoting them. Again, the great folks here in Elizabethton, sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, guest number one's in the house. Hello, sir. How are you?
Doing well, Tom. Always fun to come hop on.
Yep. So, college football. We'll talk a little NFL in a minute with Harbaugh, and now your boys are interviewing Jason Garrett. Oh, by the way, who won the bet?
We tied.
That's what I thought.
3-3.
That's what I thought. We tied 3-3. He picked his Titans had 3 wins. I said at the beginning of the season, my Raiders going to have more wins than his Titans for a free lunch bet. So how do you settle a tie? Just go shake hands and just forget about it, or what do we do?
I think that's fine. It was pretty straight up who would have more, and, well, neither have more than the other. So.
No. So we were tied 3-3.
I was so confident going into the last week of the year, but I did not necessarily expect the Raiders to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Neither team could score a touchdown.
No, all field goals.
But
and a safety.
The Raiders got it done.
Yep. The Raiders. So now we got Mendoza coming. We're looking for a coach. Hopefully we get Harbaugh. They're talking about Kurt Signetti. He ain't leaving Indiana. I don't care how much money. I mean, the guy's making bukus in Indiana. He's racking up in the transfer portal. I don't see him leaving Indiana to go to the Raiders. Just don't. And so, I mean, he's making, when they play Friday night, he's making $700,000 Friday night, win or lose, $175,000 a quarter. Now, anyway, he ain't going anywhere. But so the bet 3-3. His Titans had 3 wins. My Raiders had 3 wins. I guess we just call it like kissing your sister. That's it. We're done. It's a tie. All right, so break it down. Tomorrow night it's Ole Miss and Miami. Who do you like and why?
Yeah, this will be a big one. Miami's defense has really been playing well. They've played well most of the year, but they've really turned it up another level here in the playoff. Being able to effectively shut down Ohio State the way they did last week. Obviously, that big game they had defensively against Texas A&M to open the playoff. They've got a ton of confidence, but Ole Miss does too. Trinidad Chambliss, I think he had probably the best game of his college career in their win over Georgia. If there's a one that would top it, it's not coming to my mind. So this will be, I think that's going to be the matchup that decides it. Can Ole Miss move the ball and score sevens and not threes against Miami's defense? I do think they will. I think it'll be just enough. Plus, I think Carson Beck's played well, but I just have a little bit of a feeling Ole Miss will be able to disguise some coverages a little bit with Pete Golding and, force some mistakes that will ultimately lead to an Ole Miss win.
Ole Miss going to win it?
I think I like
Going
Ole
with the
Miss.
Rebels. All right. I can't decide. I'm pulling for Ole Miss because of the SEC, but then I think, all right, what Miami has done and how they did it. I mean, they dismantled an Ohio State team and a Texas A&M team and limited Ohio State and Texas A&M collectively to, 17 points? Is that right?
17, yep.
They've outscored them 34-17, beat Ohio State 24-14, beat Miami 10-3 at College Station. That's pretty stout. That's two pretty good high-powered offenses, in particular Ohio State. They throttled. So, you look at Ole Miss, what they did against Georgia, and, of course, Tulane wasn't much, but the Ole Miss game, or rather the Georgia game, I guess what struck me in that game, those three plays that Trinidad Chandler's made, those scramble plays, really showed me how good he was. And so I don't know how Reuben Bain in the defensive core of the Miami Hurricanes, can they neutralize this guy? I don't know. So I can't make a decision that almost up to kickoff time tomorrow night. You're taking Ole Miss, and understand that. I keep waffling because, I like Ole Miss, but defense wins championships, and when you hold Ohio State and Texas A&M to 17 points collectively, that's pretty stout. College Station, they beat them there, and, of course, the Cotton Bowl is a neutral site for Miami and Ohio State, and that was really not a home field advantage for either team. That was geographically in the middle of nowhere for those two teams. So I don't know. I can't decide. On the other one, you go Oregon, Indiana. Who do you like there on Friday night?
I like Indiana. I think that they have continued to answer the bell to be the best team in college football this year. Absolute dismantling of Alabama, which rationally I can kind of think about how that happened. It makes sense. Alabama didn't have a run game. They forced Cy Simpson to do a lot, and ultimately he ends up getting injured. But at the same time, it's still hard to not immediately think, oh, it's Indiana. But, man, Kurt Signay has done, I think, the best job I've ever seen turning a program around. Because you think about what Indiana historically is and has been, a bottom dweller in the Big Ten and all of college football. To be a dominant just force. Last year it started it. This year it's confirmed it. My goodness. I think it'll be a good game. I think Oregon, I think Dan Lang and that Oregon team will really have a good game plan, but I just think Indiana's a better football team, so I'm going to take the better football team on a neutral field.
Oregon beat James Madison easily, 51-34. Then they shut out Texas Tech, 23-0. Texas Tech, by the way, is racking up on the transfer portal, man. They are getting player after player after player. It's the Red Raiders.
Oil money talks.
Oh, I guarantee you. That's what it is, folks. It's Red Raiders maybe in Lubbock, Texas, but when you got the kind of money they're throwing at it and it's oil money, Texas Tech is really racking up on the transfer portal. So we're going to get his take on the Tennessee transfer portal, too. I don't hear good things coming out of Knoxville. Let's let him confirm that because he's the beat writer for the Vols. So you're taking Indiana and Ole Miss. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Still can't decide on these. I got to make a decision at some point, but I like Indiana, but then the more I hear him talk, he's too cocky for me. And so, but it's like I win, Google me, and everybody thinks And I read it yesterday where a guy said, Nick Saban was good, but he wasn't cocky. He was good, but he wasn't that brash. Would that be a fair statement? He wasn't that cocky, was he?
He was not as brash as Signay is, but I would also say, to this point, Signay's been able to back it up. So
that's true. That's true. There you go. So I can't decide. You got to make a decision. Well, I don't have to make a decision, but it's really immaterial what I think. But I kind of like to pick somebody going into games, but I'm split really both ways. I think Oregon's going to have something for them. I think again, both these guys are Saban disciples. They've got their teams ready to go, and I just think that Oregon's going to have something for Indiana. Now, can they beat them? I don't know. Where they play? They play that one in Atlanta.
That'll be in Atlanta. Yep.
And Ole Miss and Miami tomorrow night, and that was in the Fiesta Bowl. So the fan bases probably won't be that big a factor. I mean, Fiesta Bowl, that's a pretty long journey for Miami and Ole Miss. The Peach Bowl, I mean, Oregon's on the other side of the country, so they got to fly in Indiana. So I would think if there's any kind of a home base, it'd be more Indiana and Atlanta than Oregon.
I would
simply
think so.
because of
Just
travel.
just travel distance wise. Yeah. I don't think it'd necessarily be a takeover of Indiana fans by any stretch, but I would lean it may end up being like a 60-40 IU probably.
We're live here at Chick-fil-A on People Street in Johnson City. They got the floats out now, the Coke floats and the Frosted floats. Now, you can get any of the drinks, a high C, cherry Coke, root beer, Diet Coke, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, any kind of a float you want. You can get a regular float, which you just put the ice cream in it, or the Frosted where they actually swirl it. And either one of those is the hottest thing right now going on at Chick-fil-A, plus the chicken sandwich meal. They're showcasing that right now for a limited time. So, and you got the new cups out. Got some brand new Chick-fil-A cups, which we're going to get a couple of those and show you in a few minutes. You can purchase. Molly showed it on Monday at the Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. So they got some new retro cups out right now from back in the early days of Chick-fil-A. So, hello, Patsy Lyons. How you doing, lady? Hope you're having a great day. She is so sweet. Told her the other night, I ran into her. I said, if I was broadcasting a dog fight, she'd be watching. She said, yes, I would. So thank you, Patsy. You're a sweetheart. Appreciate you watching. Hello, Jerry and Carolyn Bruce. They're with me all the time, too. Thank you, kids. Can't thank you enough. So you're taking Indiana and Ole Miss.
That is correct.
All right, transfer portal. What's going on in Tennessee football? I see a lot of guys leaving for whatever reasons. Are guys coming in? What's the scoop? What's the skinny right now?
Yeah, right now there have been many more departures in the portal than there have been additions to this point. I think the number I saw was 20 players have entered the portal, 20 scholarship players entered the portal from Tennessee, and only 2 have committed to this point. Yesterday, Jordan Ross, another edge rusher, hit the portal. That position's looking very thin right now, so that there'll need to be some moves made. Big news today: the former Arizona State quarterback Sam Leavitt is taking a visit to Knoxville. I believe he's going to be getting into town this evening, per the reporting of Austin Price of VolQuest. He was just at LSU last night. Actually, kind of a funny picture circulating on social media of Sam Leavitt sitting beside Lane Kiffin courtside at the LSU basketball game last night. And, the rumors are that the Washington quarterback that just entered the portal is due for LSU. Now, there appears to be a whole separate legal thing going on because he reportedly signed a contract with Washington like 4 days ago. And
Yep.
Washington's pursuing legal matters. So, however that falls is however that'll fall. If I'm Josh Heupel, I'm taking advantage of having Sam Leavitt on my campus right now and just see if I can get him to not leave without signing, because I think that's ultimately where you'll best be suited. Obviously, you look at the quarterback situation right now. You've got the 5-star coming in Faison Brandon, but ideally you don't want to have to ask him to play right away. You've got George McIntyre, who was on campus this year, redshirted. And then Jake Merklinger hit the portal. Joey Aguilar. You don't want to rely on the courts there. He is technically out of eligibility, but he's searching for another year, kind of in the Diego Pavia vein of JUCO years not counting against eligibility. I have no idea how that'll go. You don't want to count on that. So, honestly, I think if you're Josh Heupel, you're certainly looking to land a quarterback. And Sam Leavitt's one of the top ones in the portal. So, if you can go get him, that would be a kind of help soften the blow of how things have went the first week or so of the portal being open.
Hello, Lisa Hutton. Thank you for watching the show. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. So let's get right down. Let's just cut it to the nubbins. When these guys are out here looking, is it for the money or for the program? Now, you can say, okay, I want to come to Knoxville and play for Heupel and the Tennessee Vols and the Vol Nation. Does that play into it? Or is it like, okay, what can you put in my direct deposit account? Which is bigger?
I think it depends on player to player. Certainly money plays a role in it, but I would think that if a player's getting fairly similar offers from multiple schools, it's easier for him to be like, okay, I think I would excel better in this program because of this, or I really like this, this fan base looks like it'd be a fun one to play for. I think when the numbers are comparable, that's when the program thing starts to get into consideration, but If you've got one team offering $5 million and another only offering $2.5, I'm gonna go play for the one that's offering me $5 million. So, that's kind of where I think that comes down to.
So it comes down to money.
It comes down to money. From a lot of guys, I would think.
I'm gonna look. Okay, and then I didn't throw the third spoke in the wheel. The program, the money, and can I play immediately? Am I going to sit the bench? I'm going to walk in and play. And so Sam Levitt's on campus from Arizona State. So Aguilar, there's a chance he can still come back with another year of eligibility. Would that be a good thing for Tennessee if he gets the chance to come back or not? Is it time to move on and get somebody else? Or?
I think it would be a good thing. Now, from wherever we've talked with Joey in media sessions or whatever, he doesn't necessarily seem super committal to coming back. He's not really spoke a ton about the court case anytime any of us asked about it in the media session. So I really don't know if he's planning on coming back. I know he's part of the plaintiffs that are part of the class action suit. But I do think that if he's able to come back, that can be nothing but a good thing. Joey, from all of our interactions, has been, a stand-up guy. He's handled us and me well. He appears to be well-liked in that locker room. So if he comes back, I don't think it's a bad thing. But I just don't know how that – it's hard to project that, not knowing how the court will rule in that case later this month.
So right now your quarterback in Knoxville, because the kid coming in, what's his name, the freshman?
The kid coming in? Faison Brandon.
Brandon. Okay, Brandon's a freshman. He's coming in, so he's green as grass. He's not ready. So right now, January the 7th, 2026, am I right? My quarterback for Tennessee football is George McIntyre.
As it stands right now, yeah, probably.
Yeah, because Aguilar's still out there whether he's going to come back. We don't have another quarterback in yet. And what's his name again?
Faison Brandon.
I always get it mixed up. Brandon. I can't remember his last name. I want to say Brandon's his first name. Brandon is the incoming freshman, not ready yet. Heck of a talent, tremendous, lots and lots of potential down the road, but he's not ready to walk in and take over the Tennessee program and the schedule we got coming next year. So right now it's George McIntyre as the quarterback for the Volunteers. So there you go. Now, one of the key players on the team, and I preach this every time I call a ball game, and it's true, you go back to special teams, kicking game. Gilbert's gone at Tennessee. He's moved on. He's now an Arkansas Razorback in the transfer portal. Who's our kicker at Tennessee right now?
I believe Josh Turbeville's still around. He was the kickoff specialist for Tennessee. Has a really good leg, but I think there were questions about his potential accuracy, which is why he was not named the place kicker over Max Gilbert. So I believe right now it stands Josh Turbeville would do both. Now there's a chance you could go get somebody out of the portal.
You're going to have to.
You probably will. But yeah, that's where it stands right now.
So Turbeville doesn't kick because he's not consistent. Gilbert was more consistent between the two, and obviously Gilbert didn't get it done. So that tells me that Turbeville's not that accurate of a kicker. So Tennessee really does not have a kicker per se right now. Place kicker I'm talking about. Right?
Yeah, no. I think last year Turbeville attempted like 2 extra points in the ETSU game, and that's all the place kicking he did. I think everything else was just kickoffs.
See, that's very problematic to me because, again, I go back to the Raiders game. They went on a 60-yard field goal in the game. You look at Tyler Loop, the kid from the Ravens, missing the field goal. You get down, and all Lamar Jackson had showed on his face in the press conference, he bust your can to get down to the chance to win this game. The kicker misses it. He either makes it or misses it. So, in this case, he missed it. So the kicking game is always big. It will be this weekend. We've got 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and 1 on Monday. We got a full weekend of NFL games. Mark it down. The kicking game will come in big one of these games. Blocked field goal, missed field goal, blocked punt, punt return, kickoff return, special teams. So what are you saying, Tom? In my mind, it's feeble that it is, but in my mind, I've always wondered why the kickers aren't a more higher priority when it comes to transfer portal and just recruiting. Because they, more times than not, can make you or break you. It's happened numerous times. Saw 2 or 3 times in the college bowl season, guys making kicks, big kicks, or missing big kicks. So, to me, what are you saying, Tom? I'm saying, Andrew, Tennessee needs to be out beating the bushes for a kicker. They don't have one right now, and they need one.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that
Thank
they probably should go after someone in the portal.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I've not scoured the portal to see what kickers are available, but I do think that you are going to have to probably find somebody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to have somebody be able to kick field goals. So, and let's be honest here. Everybody, or some people, not everybody, there's been several people I've talked to over the Christmas break blame the whole season on Gilbert. Well, that's a bunch of hogwash. He missed that kick in Georgia. Where else did he miss? He missed another big kick somewhere along the way.
I know he missed, I think, 1 or 2 against Oklahoma.
Yeah. Okay.
They ended up kind of being big.
So Gilbert's not the reason Tennessee didn't have a very good year. So look at that defense against Vanderbilt.
You can't do defensively what you did against Vanderbilt.
No.
Which is why there is a new defensive staff in town.
There you go.
You've got Jim Knowles in it, defensive coordinator. You've got, he's brought in a handful of his guys in. I think the only 2 holdovers from the Tim Banks staff are Rodney Gardner, interior defensive line. I think that's fair. I think that group has sustained productivity and has done well in his tenure. And William Inge, the linebackers coach. The other pieces have all been turned over. So, I'm right there with you. I think the defense was probably the biggest reason why Tennessee was 8-5 and not in the hunt for a playoff spot.
That's my take, but I'm just old Tom sitting there doing a sports show in East Tennessee. But I'm thinking Max Gilbert's not the reason you ended up with, what did you end up, 8-5?
8-5, yep.
Yeah, he's not the part of it, yes. Total reason, absolutely not. There's more problems in Knoxville than Max Gilbert, who's no longer there. And so we're here live again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on People Street. Again on this absolute gorgeous, we're talking lower 60s today here in the area. Loving it, loving it, loving it. I've been over here in January where it's ice trying to get to the car, snowing, slick parking lot, peppering down the snow. Not today. Sun's out in the 60s. It's very, very nice. So we're here. So let's talk about your Braves before I let you go. Get your hat on. So spring training's about 3 or 4 weeks away, and so you got some serious optimism, I would think, if you're a Braves fan. You feeling good about the off season?
Yeah, it's been a decent off season so far. I still, before spring training, would like to see them add another starting pitching arm or, maybe another bullpen arm. It just feels like you can never have too many. But you look at the lineup. Ideally, it's in a really good spot. You should have a healthy Ronald Acuna. You should have, Mr. Consistency Matt Olson. Austin Riley should be good to go. You've got Ha-Seong Kim in for a full season on the infield. A handful of guys in the outfield you can kind of move around, platoon DH, all that sort of stuff. Really like your catcher situation with Drake Baldwin and Sean Murphy. And overall, I think the lineup should be what carries this team if they are to get back to where fans and the front office thinks it should be.
Yep, I think you're right. And spring training cranks up. They're still looking for a starting pitcher. Scooble's out there as a free agent. Now you
have to trade for Scooble.
He's not available.
Not via free agency. There's been rumors that he's on the trade market, but he is. You would have to give up assets there other than cold hard cash there.
I was going to think, because he's out there. And I know Chris Bassett's out there.
Yeah, I believe Zach Gallen's still
out
there.
Gallen's still out there. Framber Valdez is still out there, the guy from the Astros. So there are some people that could help him out in Atlanta for sure. So, and, they could wheel and deal and get Scooble. If you nailed him down, however you could get him in a Braves uniform, then you're set.
The idea of a Tarek Scooble, Chris Sale 1-2 top of the rotation is
be sweet.
That would be something. 2 of the best left-handers in the game.
Yep. And you know what? Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened.
Are you hungry?
Yes, sir.
I don't have to buy your lunch today because the Raiders and the Titans tied for 3 wins, so their lunch bet ended up just being nil. So there you go. Guess we'll do it again next year, right? We'll try to get next year.
We'll back up and punt and try it again.
That's it. This segment brought to you by Rick Walters Horseman Insurance. We'll be right back. J.D. Vaughn, his boss, executive sports editor of the Johnson City Press, next on the Tom Daly Sports. Auto insurance. Got to have it. Got to have enough proper coverage. Give us 2 or 3 things that we've got to have on our car insurance policy to make sure that we're going down the road safe and sound for us and our family members.
Well, one of the main thing that you have car insurance for is liability. If you cause an accident and you're liable, that means there's somebody hurt. That means there's somebody who's had property damage. That means that you're going to have to pay money out of your pocket to take care of these people and make them whole again. With the insurance, you want to make sure that you've got enough to cover those things. A lot of times the state minimum is only $25,000, Tom. And if you were to get into an accident, these cars out here, it doesn't take very much to do $25,000 worth of damage. And on top of that, the bodily injury might only be $25,000. And what that means is if that person gets hurt and they have to go to the emergency room, or that helicopter has to pick them up and fly them to the emergency room, and they're in the trauma center, and they have to have surgery, and they're in the hospital for a couple of weeks, and they're out of work for 6 months, all of that's going to be your fault, and you're going to have to pay for that. And $25,000 probably wouldn't even get that helicopter off the ground, and so to come get you. So having adequate insurance coverage is a necessity, and we look at your, we don't just look at your car and that sort of thing. We look at your whole lifestyle. Before I can make an informed decision on your vehicle, I need to know, how much assets you have. What are you trying to protect? Because you're riding around with everything you own in the back of that car. If you get into an accident, somebody can go to that trunk and take all that stuff out. Your house, your cars, your bank accounts, your savings, your retirement savings. They can get to all that. And so we try to help you prevent that by making sure you have adequate liability insurance on your cars.
Phone call away. How do we find you, sir?
423-543-0059, option 4 will ring right to my desk, and we'll be happy to help you.
Social media?
www.horaceman.com is our website. From there, you can get an auto quote, you can get homeowners, life insurance information, information on investments, 403B annuities, IRAs, Roth IRAs. We do a total account clients here at Horace Mann is what we're looking for. We want to help you with all your insurance agents. We want to be your top insurance agent. We want to help you with all your insurance needs and your investment needs also.
The #1 Horseman agent in the country. Rick Walters, Horseman Insurance, proud sponsor of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. Rick Walters, Horseman Insurance. Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show, when he walked in, Andrew set up a little bit because the boss is in the house. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, Tom. Good to be back.
Yeah, got a chance to sit beside him last night at the ball games. Those were 2 good games. I know the Lady Cyclones ran into a buzzsaw, a tall Science Hill team that wore them down. And in the boys' game, Cyclones, again, got it down to a 4-point game, 51-47, just couldn't get over the hump. What was your take on those 2 games?
Well, my gosh. Science Hill, that's one of the teams that is going to give Elizabethton fits. They're just too much size in the paint. Audrey Adams, as we saw last night, Clara Crow as well. Both of them with big games for Diamonds Bennett, as well as Chloe Summers, who you just alluded to, has been a star since
middle school.
Since middle school in the Johnson City school system. Big game for Chloe Summers. She had 23. Audrey Adams had 24, or maybe it was the other way around. I can't remember. It was one of the 2.
You got it.
But Elizabethton, that did surprise me a little bit because Elizabethton's been better this year. Because the addition of Addison Bunn,
huge.
My gosh, I mean that gives them a dimension they didn't have before. And not only is Addison Bunn giving you, I mean I don't know what her total average is, but it feels like at least 20 points a game now.
It's right there. Yep.
But she's opening up everything else, like Riley and Reagan May, like Jamira inside. She opens all that up even more so than what it was before. And that's the element that Elizabethton had been missing ever since Michelle Shields had transferred to UNACA. Speaking of Michelle Shields, of course, she's doing quite well for herself. She just came back from an early season injury, but she seems to have returned to form now.
Yep.
So good on Michelle Shields. And then for the boys' game last night, Elizabethton just would not go away no matter how wrong things went. The biggest discrepancy was at the free throw line. 26 of 31 for the Cyclones, and then Science Hill, of course, was 6 of 10. Science Hill, of course, jumped out to a big lead. Stephen Hensley led the balanced effort, 15 points. Darian Jackson, what a huge second half for him. He didn't score in the first half. Elizabethton kept him off the scoreboard. Then second half he goes off for 14 points. And that ends up being a huge 14 points as Elizabethton just kept climbing back. And with Hudson Pate seemingly in the right place at the right time to intercept those inbounds passes.
Yep.
Just you talk about somebody who's just aware of just with court awareness.
Yep.
And with stuff like that, Elizabethton, could they be a dangerous team in the postseason? Sure. I mean, they showed obviously they're not going to go away no matter what they're facing. So, but Science Hill, that was a big win last night, and that's a win that's probably going to get overlooked on their schedule just because it's non-conference. They start conference play this Friday, of course,
Yep.
as do the Cyclones.
Everybody does, yep.
Yep, Sullivan East for the Cyclones, and then Science Hill on the road at Morristown West. Yes, that's a district game now as opposed to a region game. Go figure.
Yep, they're in the same league now. So, yep, we'll be at home against the Sullivan East Patriots, and so the conference starts. It's been a tough non-conference schedule for Elizabethton, so we hope it'll pay off. But they played them toe-to-toe and tooth and nail, if you will, before they finally lost last night by 8. But, again, they lost by 29 in Elizabethton, so you feel like a moral victory for the Cyclones. We'll see how it translates into the conference on Friday night against Sullivan East. So you've been around seeing a lot of the teams right now, so give me, in your opinion, the top 3 across the board in East Tennessee, because you guys cover 21 schools, the top 3 girls teams right now, and then probably the top 3 boys teams you've seen.
Well, one team that stands out to me, we're going to talk 4A real fast, is West Ridge. The girls, Carter Jones, easily one of the top scorers in Northeast Tennessee, and she's just a junior. We've been talking about her for all 3 years of her high school career, and with good reason, and she's showing why. West Ridge off to a really hot start right now. We'll see if that carries over into district play, which of course they start Friday night. But Carter Jones, just really watch out for them, and they got a transfer, of course, Avery Stedman, who has really added another element to the Lady Wolves. So I think West Ridge currently is the team to beat in District 1 4A, along with maybe Science Hill. Excuse me. But jumping to 3A, aside from Elizabethton, obviously Greenville's always going to be in the talks. That's how that goes. But I'll tell you, on the boys' side, I'm kind of jumping back and forth here, but on the boys' side, those volunteer boys, the addition of Jeremiah Jones, holy cow! Of course, you saw them on opening night for Elizabeth, or opening day, I guess. It was an afternoon game. Jeremiah Jones, the transfer from Dobbins Bennett, just absolutely went off. Yep. For Volunteer in that game. He gives Volunteer a whole another dimension that they didn't necessarily have before. So could Volunteer make a run to sub-state or the state tournament? Possibly now, with the addition of Jeremiah Jones just opening everything else up. I mean, that is just a really good team right now. We're talking those Volunteer boys. The District 1 4A boys, honestly, it's wide open at this point. I mean, West Ridge, it seems like they've got seniors every year. I mean, they got 2 big transfers in Will Holmes and Grant, and yes, he can, and Grant Thompson too, who just scored his 2000th career point. Transferred, of course, from the homeschool association, Kachia, I believe it's called.
Yep, it is.
So just a couple of big transfers there for the Wolves. Dobbins Bennett got some transfers too, but the problem is they don't have a whole lot of size. And that we saw that at the Classic at Tennessee High. Those teams really exposed them a little bit. So
Isn't it interesting? We're talking high school sports, and the bulk of the conversations: who's transferred here and who's transferred there.
I know it's like it's trickling down, Tom.
It's the wild, wild west, man. I'm telling you, it's only gonna get worse. So
NIL is already in high school, so I mean, it's no telling where it's going to go from here.
I don't know how many kids around here get paid, but I know in Chattanooga and Nashville and Memphis, the bigger cities, the high school kids are getting paid to play, which is nuts, but they are. And so, hello, Brandy Clark. How you doing? Thank you for watching. Jimmy's back with us down in Georgia watching. Thank you, sir. He's in Atlanta watching. Can't thank him enough for every, as I say it every day, all the shows going on in Atlanta. He wants to watch this one. I can't thank you. He's from Elizabethton, but can't thank you enough. Jimmy Stout watching. So, all right, we got two big football games. I'm not going to keep you. I know you're busy. Got two big football games Tomorrow night, you got Ole Miss and Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. Who do you like there and why?
Ole Miss and Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. Well, you know, you got Trinidad Chambliss, that quarterback for Ole Miss, who is just absolutely shined. You know, Kiffin or no Kiffin, there he is, and he's doing his thing for Ole Miss. But the question is defense. Defense wins championships after all.
You got it.
So, I mean, and the Miami Hurricanes, I mean, we're talking. Have we seen a defense like this from Miami since the Ed Reed days of, 2000, 2001, and the early 2000s? The last time Miami was really at the level where they are now. So, just with defense wins championships, and you got the unstoppable force against the immovable object, Tom. I mean, it's just that classic scenario. Which one is going to give? Honestly, I mean, neither outcome would surprise me. But I'm going to take Ole Miss, and I'm going to say in a low-scoring game, I'm going to say 24-21.
All right, taking Ole Miss. Then on Friday night, you got Oregon and Indiana.
Ooh, boy, the Fighting Kurt Signettis.
The rematch. They won. They played earlier in the year, and everybody knows Indiana won in Oregon 30-20. So, who wins that game and why?
Man, it's hard to beat a football team twice in the same season. Just ask the 2001 Tennessee Volunteers, right? But we don't talk about that. But as for that, bless you, I'm just seeing the way Indiana controlled the ball and controlled the line of scrimmage against Alabama. I'm going to have to say Indiana does it again. I mean, because football, no matter what system you run, football is always going to be won and lost at the line of scrimmage. It's the old adage because it's true. And I think Indiana right now controls the line of scrimmage, and I think that is why they beat Oregon again. Even if it's closer this time, I think the Hoosiers are going to play for the title.
I appreciate what he does. He's got, 4 sports writers. He's got J.D. Vaughn, Andrew Smith, Jeff Birchfield, Brian Woodson, covering how many schools?
21 schools between Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia, and I may be missing somebody. It all runs together anymore.
Yeah, it's a bunch of them because he's doing it for both the Johnson City Press and the Kingsport Times News. They do a great job. So it's hard to catch him, get him on here, but he did today, and we appreciate that. So,
hey, well, and I'm glad to do it, Tom. I mean, in Carter County, y'all got some of the best basketball in the area right now. Between the Unaka girls with Michelle Shields, now that she's fully healthy, and Unaka boys, with a couple of transfers, the Wallen family transferring over there, and in addition to John Harden, who was already there. Look for Unaka and look for Hampton. Andrew already alluded to it. Hampton home back at Van Huss White Gymnasium for the first time since Helene.
Yeah, they're back into school. I think folks know we talked about that before the Christmas break, but they got the school repaired. It's back open. They're literally back into the Hampton High School and the gym. They'll be there Friday night. It's going to be a raucous and very emotional night. We've had people lose property, lose lives, lose loved ones, lose pets. And so to have them back in there and play Friday night, it'll be an emotional night again at Hampton High School. We're glad they're back. I'm glad for all the people that did whatever it took to get them back in there. So to get a whole school get up and uprooted and transplanted to another school and come back and go back into your original schools, pretty emotional, pretty tough. And so they've done it. And so Hampton's back in their school, and so the Bulldogs will be home Friday night, right?
Yep, they'll be home against Johnson County, and that's not the only big game in Carter County. I mean, Cloudland girls, another team to watch out for. I mean, because they always seem to be in the running for that state tournament. They're hosting North Green, another state tournament regular. So that game, we got all kinds of good basketball in Carter County on Friday night. I mean, it's just take your pick, honestly.
Yeah, it's a pick'em night. Of course, Cyclones will have Sullivan East in the homecoming game, pretty girls and handsome guys, plus it's a conference home opener, and they're going to honor the late coach Mike Wilson before the game or during the game. At some point, they're going to make honor him, which is very deserving. So good stuff. Get you some lunch, sir.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk soon. We'll be right back after this. Mr. Baseball's here in the house. Greg Salyer, we're going to put him to work. Got lots to talk about. Kyle Tucker, Cody Bellinger, Framber Valdez. Which division we doing? AL East? AL East, who's going to break it down next on the Tom Daly Sports Show. We're talking to Sherry Holtzclaw, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Daly Sports Show. A lot of jewelry stores out there. Why the Jeweler's Bench?
So everything is done in-house. Nothing gets sent out. We do ring sizing, necklace repairs, replace stones, shorten bracelets, necklaces. We repair silver jewelry. There's not a lot of jewelry stores that will repair silver jewelry. So we're one of the ones that do. Occasionally watches, we do some watch repair. Some of it we do have to send that out occasionally, but I'll let you know when I do, so it doesn't go out without you knowing about it.
Watch batteries. They replace a lot of watch batteries. Again,
Every day.
yes. John Oldslaw is one of the few jewelry repair people in the area. There's not many of them left, so they do jewelry repair here. Remember that. They ship all over the country. The website is
jewelersbench10.com.
The hours you're open are
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then Saturday, 9:30 to 2.
all right. And social media, where do we find you?
Facebook and Instagram.
And the phone number is
423-542-5600.
be loyal, buy local. It's a mom and pop store. Been here for a long time here in Elizabethton, serving not just Elizabethton, but the entire Tri-Cities and really anywhere in the country. The Jewelers Bench, proud sponsor of the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Hi, I'm Will Edmonds, the new aviation instructor. Come and join other aviation enthusiasts at Top Gun Aviators Club, and you can join in on a variety of aviation-related activities.
Hi, my name is Will Churchill. I'm a sophomore, and I chose aviation because I thought it'd be an interesting thing to learn about.
My name is Jackson Bullard. I'm a sophomore, and I chose to take aviation because I want to learn how to fly.
Hi, my name is Dana Malone. I'm in 10th grade, and the reason why I chose to be in aviation is because I want to fly drones for NASA.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're live again here at Chick-fil-A. The new drink is the float or frosted float. Now you can get a Coke, anything over there, High C, Dr. Pepper, Barks Root Beer, Dr. Pepper. You have a float, which they put the ice cream in the drink, but then they have a frosted float where they swirl it, and they put the ice cream in with the drink and swirl it, which is pretty cool. Or you can just get a regular float. You can get a swirled float or a float. That's a permanent on the menu, and it starts this month. See, High C, root beer, Dr. Pepper, Barks root beer, Diet Coke,
Zero.
Coke Zero, anything over there that you want to float.
Coke Sprite. I wonder how that would be.
I don't know.
You need to try that, Tom.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
Or a Coke Zero, or Coke, or a Diet Coke one. Try that one.
Now, I wouldn't mind a Coke Zero float.
Yeah, Coke Zero is probably the one I would get.
Yeah. But of course, I'm a root beer guy, so
yeah.
Or a Dr. Pepper guy. Dr. Pepper frosted float may not be bad at all. I may try that, but
yeah, that'd probably be good.
A Sprite float. Let me get back to you on that one. I'm not sure. Is your mother watching?
She's watching. Yeah.
Tom, you're so goofy. Thank you, Ev. Coming from you, that means a lot. All right. So breaking news: Ty Simpson says I'm leaving Alabama to go to the NFL. So that opens things up even more now. So all of a sudden, you look at all these schools going, okay, we need a quarterback now. Alabama needs a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And they got some guys, I'm sure, on the team, on the roster. But
yeah.
The kid who came in the other day didn't really, what's his name, Austin Mack, didn't really wow me when he came in on the mop-up against Indiana. So they're looking for a quarterback. So all of a sudden, Andrew said Sam Levitt, I should say, from Arizona State is going to be at UT today or tonight or some point. So, but if you look at Alabama and Tennessee or any of these other schools and you think, okay, Alabama needs a quarterback and they got the money to pay you.
Yeah.
So there you go. So Ty Simpson is leaving Alabama to go to the NFL draft. So there you go. All right.
Yep.
Now we jump in baseball. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. The Phillies interested in Bo Bichette. Is that a good thing?
Yeah. So Bo Bichette, it's funny because some of these free agents, their market is really increasing, and some of them are decreasing. Bo Bichette's is increasing. I think there's a lot of teams that are really that would really like to have him. And, of course, the fact that he came out and said, hey, I'm willing to play second base, that opened up other teams for him because, so Trey Turner's starting to get a little long in the tooth. It's hard to believe we're saying that, but he's starting to get a little age on him. But they're not going to move him off shortstop for Bo Bichette, I don't think. So the fact that he said, hey, I'd be willing to play second base, yeah, I think that means Philadelphia would be in on him, and he'd be just another huge bat in that lineup. I mean, it's amazing what Philadelphia has already, and then they're going to go after Bo Bichette as well, it appears.
Yep. We got spring training starting right around the 11th, 12th, 13th for all the teams. The first one's come out and said Baltimore's going to have everybody in the pitchers and catchers on the 11th. We start spring training games on the 20th, so you can look at the calendar. Today's the 7th. You're talking a little over a month we're playing baseball.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, Kyle Tucker. It looks like the Blue Jays may be after Kyle Tucker. So these guys have been very active, the Blue Jays.
They have. The Blue Jays have really made a lot of changes already. And, I mean, I think you got to say Dylan Cease was probably one of the biggest things that they've done. But, yeah, they have shown that they were all in on Kyle Tucker. And, obviously they really want him as a Blue Jay. And, they're the team that I keep hearing more and more about with Kyle Tucker, which, you got to think the Cubs have still got to be in on it. They want to re-sign him. You're pretty sure. Now, Kyle Tucker, though, he's an interesting free agent because, he's considered perhaps the best free agent on the market this year. But you got to remember, he kind of had a down year last year because of injury. First half of the season, he was electric. He was on fire. And then he broke a bone in his hand, and he had some other injuries that kept him out for a while. When he came back, he was still good, but he's the guy, you're thinking, okay, am I going to give this guy $500 million for the next 10 years to play for my team? And some teams may be thinking maybe not. I don't know. But the Blue Jays are definitely all in on him. They went to Japan and got their guy there, which I don't know if you heard the story about how he chose the team he was going to play for.
Kazuma Okamoto?
Yeah. Did you hear that story? Mm-mm. So he took the logo of every team, put them all out in front of his daughter, who's young, like 2 or 3 years old, and said, "Okay, pick the logo that you like best."
Really?
And she picked the Toronto Blue Jays, and that's where he went.
Because she liked birds.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Kazuma Okamoto now.
Yeah.
Then they also signed Cease, you said, Cody Pons and Tyler Rogers. So
yeah. So they're loading up. They're don't be surprised if they're not there again in the World Series discussion at least next year.
Here's a team nobody wants to hear about, but the Dodgers are again hovering on some of their top stars. They kind of inquired about Bo Bichette themselves.
They have, and Kyle Tucker.
And so they've looked at both of those guys. And they're saying, we got the money if you want to come talk to us. And so you put those guys in that roster. Just give them the championship.
Go ahead, yeah.
Really.
There's a reason you play the games because they'll be beat some, but golly, they would just be unbelievably good if they can just put some of those, if those two guys particularly, if they stick those two guys in the lineup they already have. Oh my word.
Yeah. Dave Roberts' problem is how to get everybody in the game.
Yeah,
you
that's
got
right.
so many players, so much talent on the bench, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But they are talking. Bo Bichette is talking to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and so we'll see. And so is, the other one as well. That would be who do we say? It was
Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker, yeah. Mm-hmm. So
and you know what? I'll tell you what I'm thinking about Kyle Tucker too. I kind of think the Mets are going to be all over him.
Really?
Yeah, because the Mets have more money than any team in baseball. They've shown that. They've been willing to spend it. And I think they're going to feel like if they're – because, what have they really done? They got Marcus Semien.
But not done much.
And they got Jorge Polanco to replace Pete Alonso. So, okay, those are two really, really good players. But, what else have they really done to improve? And I think with this guy out there, I think their fans are going to say, why did we not go after him if they don't get him?
Cutter Crawford re-signing with the Red Sox. I don't know how big a deal that is, but he was hurt last year, but he came back for a 1-year, $2.75 $1 million 1-year contract. Cutter Crawford, the right-hander, is that a big deal for the Red Sox?
I think that's. I think they've got. I think it's a good deal for them. You know, the money and everything, because coming into last year, yeah, he was expected to be a huge person in their rotation, and like you said, he was hurt and was not able to perform like they hoped. But yeah, definitely give him another shot. You know, because coming into last season, yeah, he was one of the guys they were really looking forward to having.
We're going to break down the American League East in a moment, but I'm going to run down. Hello, Baker. How you doing, dear? Hello, Lisa Baker. There's only one. Trust me, Scotty would vouch for this, as would Creed and Cam, her sons. There's only one. Uno, Lisa Baker. Wow. All right, so here we go. We're talking about the Braves, and the Braves are looking for another frontline pitcher. But, you know, I was reading this.
Yeah.
You got Chris Sale, Spencer Strider, Spencer Swallenbach, Ronaldo Lopez, Hurston Waltrip, Grant Holmes, Bryce Elder, Joey Wentz. These guys are kind of the combined combination staff. These guys all come back ready to go. You know, Lopez got the shoulder, Holmes elbow surgery, and so trying to avoid that. So if these guys come back in parts and pieces, that's a loaded rotation.
That is. It really is. And if they add somebody like, I keep saying, Zach Gallen, if they add somebody like him to that rotation, I think Zach Gallen makes all the sense in the world for that team. I don't know if they'll be willing to go out and do it, but to me, that's the guy I'd be going after if I was the Braves.
Could you get Skubal?
Well, yeah. I think he's available.
He is available.
Yeah, and I think they probably have the players that they could put a package together to get him. Because I think they'd be willing to trade Ozzie Albies.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you want to play for a ring, and I'm Skubal, and I'm looking at the Braves and what they've got in Atlanta coming in for 2026, I'm going to sit down and talk to them. Because you put him on that rotation, Chris Sale, lousy mercy. What about Mackenzie Gore from the Nationals?
Yeah, somebody's going to get him.
Yeah.
I really think so.
Yeah.
Just whoever's got the prospects that the Nationals want.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that is right now, who's willing to stick them out there, but somebody's going to get him. And, you know, so I like a lot of stuff that the Pirates have done. I could see them going after another pitcher.
Freddie Peralta, what do you think? Can he be a Brave?
He could be a Brave.
Yeah.
He very much could be. Oh, man. Because he's like Milwaukee's ace right now. Going into that rotation, though, he might be their third starter.
Yeah.
So –
Mitch Keller. So
he's not a free agent, right? We're just talking about him being traded. Is that right? Yeah. So
I'm just thinking of starting pitcher possibilities for the Braves.
So Mitch Keller, he's an intriguing option because I think what's happened to him in Pittsburgh is he's just been overshadowed by Skeens. I think Mitch Keller is a really, really good pitcher because he was their number one pitcher before Skeens arrived.
Yep.
And, you know, if he gets out of Skeens' shadow, he may really blossom. He could be a number one starter for a team.
A couple of more here. Chris Bassett.
Yeah. Chris Bassett is that guy. I love Chris Bassett because I'll tell you who he reminds me of. He reminds me of somebody like Nick Martinez that the Reds had the last couple of years, that they could start, they could have him as a long reliever, they could put him in very tight situations coming into the game. He's that kind of guy, because that's how they used him in the playoffs last year. And boy, would he be valuable. I think he's valuable. He's a valuable pitcher just because of the way he can fluctuate between roles.
Two more, Nick Pivetta.
Ooh. I ain't thought about him going to Atlanta.
There you go.
Oh, man, yeah. So if they go out and get Nick Pivetta, who are they going to sit down? I mean,
I don't know. It's a happy problem to have.
It is. It's a good problem to have.
Your first-year manager, Mr. Weiss, has those guys going, what do I do with this guy? What do I do with this guy?
Yeah.
And then you got the last one, Edward Cabrera.
Oh, wow. I have to think he's going somewhere. Yeah. I really do. I think he is. Where I don't know. But, boy, if they added any of those guys to that rotation, I think it'd be huge. That'd be huge.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, even the way they are right now, you got to say on paper it's either them or Philadelphia. I mean,
Oh, there's no question.
And there's
In the
nobody
East?
else. Yeah, and there's
No.
nobody else to even talk about
No,
at
the
this
Nationals
point.
are terrible.
And unless you see unless
Maybe the Mets do
the
something
Mets
big.
go out and do something, they have to get Tucker and somebody else, though, I think, before I'd even consider them.
And Juan Soto, I don't think he can carry that team. He had Alonso last year as help, so
Yeah.
we'll see. But right now, for me, we're going to do the American League East here now. We'll do the NL East coming up next couple of weeks. But right now, to me, it's a two-horse race coming out of spring training. It'll be the Phillies and the Braves. So,
Yeah.
all right, it's the American League East. Here we go. You have your teams in New York, Baltimore, Toronto, Boston, Miami, right?
No.
Tampa Bay. I'm
Tampa
sorry, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. All right. So that's why we bring him on, Mr. Baseball. So those are your 5 teams: New York, Baltimore, Toronto, Boston, Tampa Bay. Now, I went back and looked. Did a little homework on my man over the last 3 or 4 years. You need to pay attention because he's spot on. He don't miss them often. He's missed a few here and there, but
Yeah, I missed a few.
by and large, I'd say I don't know the rankings percentile. I'd say he's getting 85% right, if not more. He ain't getting 100%, but he's up there. So pay attention because he does his homework. So the 5 teams, we're going to start at the bottom as always doing go up. I'm going to say, you're going to say, the 5th place and last place team in the American League East in 2026 would be Tampa Bay.
You would be correct.
Ding, 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 ding. All right.
Yes. So Tampa Bay's made some moves, but they lost Pete Fairbanks. I think that was a big blow to them. They haven't done enough to stay in that division whatsoever. They just haven't. I mean, if you put them up against a team like Toronto, even Boston, I think they just don't look good on paper.
Yep. All right. We got a graduation to get to. I got to get him going here. So
I got
we have
time.
4 teams left. I want to say, man, that's tough.
This is tough. I mean, look
tough.
at this division.
Yeah. I'm going to say, you're going to say the 4th place team in the American League East. Wow. I'm going to say, you're going to say the Boston Red Sox.
You would be correct.
There you go.
I'm going to say that, and I'm going to give a disclaimer as part of that. I think it's more. Every day it gets more and more likely that they're going to be the team to get Alex Bregman.
Mm-hmm.
I think other teams are just kind of falling off from him. I think it's looking more and more likely he's going to Boston. If he goes to Boston, if he goes back there, that might get him to 3rd place.
Yeah.
But as they are right now, I think. Baltimore has done enough to show me. I mean, Pete Alonso, some of the pitching moves they've made, I still think they're going to go out and get Framber Valdez. I really think that. So I got to say Boston in that spot as of right now.
So he and I, this next month will be our 11th year together. So our show will be 11 years old next year. So I'm beginning to learn this guy a little bit. I do pay attention. 3rd place team, you're going to say in the American League East are the Baltimore Orioles.
You would be correct. As
Ding,
I
ding, ding,
said,
ding.
that team has really done a lot. They're coming out of the cellar. They're gonna be much better than they were last year. They got to be.
Yeah, they got to be.
Because I mean, because I thought they were going to be better last year than what they were because of what they did in 2024. They looked good then. That team's not far from competing for the division championship. Give them a couple more years, and I think they'll be there.
If Alonso gets hot this year,
yeah,
he can carry that team.
He can.
Yeah, and
he
so
can.
If the polar bear, as they call him, if he can get rolling, they made some other additions. That's
They
my
did.
team now in the American League. I'm an Orioles guy now and a Reds guy. So, all right, so we're down to the 2 teams, the Yankees and Toronto.
Yeah.
The 2nd place team. I'm going to say, you're going to say, the 2nd place team will be the New York Yankees.
You would be correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
Absolutely. And it comes down to the fact that their pitching is not healthy.
No, it's not.
That's what it comes down to.
Suspect.
Yes,
Yep.
they've got several guys that will not be able to start the season with the team that should be back at some point. Garrett Cole's #1 guy. He's not going to be able to start the season. He'll be back at some point, but and he's going to be a huge boost when he does come back for sure. But he's not going to be there to start the season. That's a blow to the Yankees, I think. So unless they go out and sign some pitchers that I'm not aware of right now, and I think they need to re-sign Cody Bellinger. They may not even finish in 2nd if they don't do that.
Yeah.
So I think they need to do that, and I think they will. I think they're really in on him. But yeah, that's where I have them.
I think the surprise team, because I'm following them now, would be the Baltimore Orioles. I think they can go. They can be up there fighting. They can be. If they don't do what they should be, they could be going back down. But
you're right.
That they're kind of a tweener. We don't know where they're going to end up. But
yeah.
So he's picked Toronto, the Yankees, Baltimore, Boston, Tampa Bay in that order. There you go. So. And I'm right there with him. But see, I got every one of those.
Yeah, Toronto's just going to be good. I mean, they really are. They are going to end up becoming, if they keep doing what they're doing now, they're going to end up becoming the American League version of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
I rang the bell 5 times, got all 5 of them. I'm so proud of myself.
You did.
My day's complete now. I hung right there in Mr. Baseball and went right with him, 5 for 5s.
Yeah, we haven't done that a whole lot.
No, we haven't. No. Usually say, you would be wrong. I heard that a lot.
Yeah, you'd be wrong, Tom.
Over the last 10 years.
Not this time. Not today.
Not today.
Maybe next week.
What's Lee Corso say? Au contraire.
Yeah.
Not so fast, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we've got who we want to do next week? Which division?
You want to do the Central?
American League Central?
Yeah, we'll do the American League, then we'll come back and do the National League.
Because at some point, we do this every year. That one year, it took forever to get Manny Machado nailed down to the Padres.
Yeah.
But at some point, these guys are going to land somewhere because we're getting close to spring training. I mean, I guess you can go into spring training not having a team, but I would think the Kyle Tuckers and the Bellingers and the Valdezes, these guys want to get their team nailed down and be ready to go.
They do. Yeah. They want that stability, but then again, they'll hold out if they can make $10 million more dollars. Hold out another week.
There you go. It's all about the money. So the Astros signed, the Japanese market's heating up again.
Yeah.
You got Okamoto coming over for the Blue Jays. The kid they picked up, the man.
Maya.
Maya, yeah. For the Astros.
Yeah. So, and that's a good move for them.
Yeah.
You never know with these Japanese players. You never really know. How well do they perform in the majors after playing in Japan?
Yep.
You just never know because, some of these guys have turned out great. The guy that I think of when I think of one of the guys that turned out, Hideki Matsui. Remember him for the Yankees? That guy was just a solid player year in and year out for the Yankees. And, he was exactly what everybody thought he was going to be. And then you get a guy that comes over like Shogo Akiyama. It's a Red Sox, the first Japanese player they ever took a chance on.
Dud.
They talked about how hard he hit the ball. He hit 0 home runs for the Reds. 0. That's hard to do in Great American Ballpark.
Yeah.
Hard
to do in Major League Baseball, never hit a home run.
It is.
Especially that's what you're known for. So.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting the Japanese guys are getting a lot of, they're signing them left and right.
Yeah.
And yet the Dominican Republic and down in that geographic part of the world, not so much anymore, is it?
We're not hearing as much, yeah. We got guys like Ellie De La Cruz and guys like that have appeared from there. But yeah, we don't hear the big names coming out of there like we used to. It is the Japanese guys. You are correct. And I think that'll change. All these teams, they have like academies, baseball academies down there that these
developing these kids.
Yeah, and they get a kid when he's 14 years old in one of their academies. They can't sign him yet, but they can sign him when he's 16 though down there, which is crazy to me, but they can do that. And they'll sign this. They'll have a kid come in. He'll play in one of their academies. They'll coach him up, teach him everything he needs to know, and that's where we get a lot of these guys from. Ellie De La Cruz, good example of that. Guy that came out of that, signed as a 16-year-old. And, I think we're going to see more of that coming in years to come. I think maybe they just haven't had the emphasis on it in the last few years.
It's coming.
Yeah, but I've still watched some of the Dominican Winter League this year in Spanish on MLB Network.
You said watch the games in Spanish?
I would, yeah. Yeah, my family would have to tell me, turn the volume off or turn it down or something.
Knowing your wife, it's like either she got up and went to bed or left.
She would usually be in bed before I'd turn it on because I didn't want to bother her with
Either
it.
read a book or go in the other room because he's watching Spanish baseball.
Yeah.
And he can't speak Spanish. That's
I
the
can't
best
speak
part.
Spanish. I can pick out a word here and there. I can pick out their names, you know. I know when they're talking about somebody, but that's about it.
Oh, you might be a redneck.
Love
You
it.
sit and watch Spanish baseball and can't speak Spanish.
You might be a baseball fanatic if you sit and watch the Dominican Winter League in Spanish and you can't understand it.
I will go on record. I'm a little concerned that he would he would sit and watch Spanish baseball and don't have a clue what they're saying. And there you go.
But it's still baseball, Tom. It's still baseball, and even in the wintertime, I have to have a little bit of baseball.
You got it. Even his girls say, "Dad, turn it down." Come
Yeah,
on.
turn it off,
Turn it-
something. Yeah, they would tell me.
Dad, get a life.
Abigail come in the room and she'd just be like, "What are you watching?" You know, and I'd be like, "I'm watching baseball." And she'd sit on the couch and she might sit there 10 minutes and she'd have to get up.
Oh no,
And
that drives me nuts.
And the dog would go with her.
Oh, absolutely. He's got an empty room. Everybody's gone. See you tomorrow, Dad. We're out.
Yeah.
And there he is sitting by himself. Wasn't it? God bless him.
Yeah.
I want to thank you publicly. This is the first show of the new year. I showed you the numbers a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And so I'm very proud of that. And you'll hear about it for a little while. Then it's going to go away. It's a new year. Facebook sent us the analytics for the year. 1.3 million views on this show. And so why are you saying that? Because this guy plays a large part. He's with me, unless he's on vacation or he's sick, he's with me virtually every Wednesday. And then there's days he can't be here on Wednesday. He moves his schedule around to be with me when he can. So public thank you, sir. You add a
You're
lot
welcome.
to this show. Mr. Baseball,
Thanks,
Greg
Tom.
Salyer.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, he adds a lot to the show. And you have people out there saying they've seen you on the show, haven't
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My day job, I was working. It's been 2 weeks ago. There was somebody came in and said, "Hey, aren't you on the Tom Taylor Sports Show?" I said, "Yeah, that's me."
There you go.
So yeah, walked in off the street and saw me and just said, "Hey,
Appreciate
recognize
that.
you." Yeah.
Appreciate that very much.
So and that's happened numerous times over the years.
Yeah. So appreciate him very much. He's got to get to his daughter's graduation to get going. It's 12:35. You got to roll.
Okay.
So I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Next week, American League Central. Is that
American
right?
League Central. That's
I'm
what we'll
so
do.
excited. I never get it right. I got all five. I picked them Tampa Bay, Boston, Baltimore, and New York, and to the top of the leaderboard will be Toronto. I'm so excited. I got it right. And I'm just gaga. Means nothing to you. It's like, yes, I can think like he thinks. He's Mr. Baseball. So next week I'll go over.
Oh,
I'll
for
probably go
five.
for 5. Oh yeah. And all my excitement.
You got to get at least one of them right.
Yeah. I'll come right down to earth next week.
Yeah, you'll get at least one of them. I think you'll get 2 of them right at least.
I hope so. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. More sports next on the Tom Taylor Sports. Brummett Sports Shop in downtown Elizabeth with your favorite school's T-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit t-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Brummett Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and ribbons, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Brummett Sports Shop, downtown Elizabeth, and Facebook, Instagram, website, BrummettSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Brummett Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton.
In a world where clutter, trash, and debris threaten your property, one man is ready to save the day. He's Container Man, your dumpster delivery superhero. Need to clear out your garage? Call Container Man. Remodeling your home? Call Container Man. Demolition waste taking over your job site? Call Container Man. From minor to major projects, Container Man has the perfect size dumpster for every task. With lightning fast delivery and the customer service of a locally owned company, he will help you restore order to your world. When you're ready to fight clutter, trash, and debris, call Container Man.
Millions of dollars of furniture in stock right now. Are you tired of hearing what you want is sold out? We have the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the area. We receive truckloads every day of special buys ready for you to pick up today or have delivered. Come get your new furniture at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton.
And back with the Tom Baylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Brandon Sweeney's got the flu. He's not coming today, so got a text from him a few minutes ago, and I said, that's perfect. I don't want you around me. You got the flu, you stay yonder over there. We got basketball tomorrow night.
It's exciting T.A. Duggar boys basketball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join Joseph Taylor, Tucker Taylor, and yours truly Monday night from the T.A. Duggar Gym as the Cyclones host the Robinson Redskins from Kingsport. It's a doubleheader, airtime of 4:45, first tip at 5 o'clock, audio and video. T.A. Duggar boys basketball against the Robinson Redskins. It all starts at 4:45 this Monday here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go T.A. Duggar boys basketball.
That's tomorrow night. Then Friday night, we got Sullivan East coming to town for the basketball homecoming for the Cyclones. Then on Saturday, we got a boys doubleheader, the JV boys and the varsity boys only, against Happy Valley at John Treadway. Then on Monday night, we got T.A. Duggar boys taking on Greenville. So we got a lot of basketball coming up. In fact, we're out every night next week. Let me think here. Monday, it's T.A. Duggar and Greenville boys. Tuesday, it will be Cyclones and who? I don't know. Can't remember. They're all running together. It's a conference game. Let's see who it is. Tuesday, be the Cyclones and Crockett. Wednesday, we've got Milligan and Truett McConnell doubleheader. Thursday, we've got T.A. Duggar girls and Sevier on 8th grade night. And the next Friday night, we got Daniel Boone. So we got them out. We're out every night next week doing ball games, bringing you hoops. And so tomorrow night, 4:45 airtime, 5 o'clock tip-off. Girls JV, then the boys, or the girls JV and the girls varsity. T.A. Duggar and the Robinson Lady Redskins out of Kingsport. And so at this point of the season, everybody's going back through. Well, that's not true. The high schools haven't, but the middle schools are going back through. They're cycling back around, going back through the second half of the schedule. So they've already played each other once in Kingsport. All right, we've got coming up at our church, our great sponsor, our halftime sponsor, Cyclone Sports, Pleasant Beach Baptist Church, the Wild Game Dinner. There it is on January 31st. Get some folks on tomorrow to talk about that. And so they got giveaways galore. They got grills. They gave away, I think, a shotgun last year. They got all kinds of stuff they gave away on the raffle. With your ticket, you got to have a ticket. It's free to get in, but you got to have a ticket when you get in to see if you win anything. And they got all kinds of giveaways. And then on top of that, you have some great food. They had bear last year and elk, caribou, of course, deer. I think they had rabbit and squirrel. So there's all kinds of wild game. And I don't have the total list. I'll get that tonight at church, what they had. But it's coming up on the 31st on that Saturday in a couple of weeks at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. It's free. And we had, 200 or 300 people there last year. It was a big deal. And so we're anticipating even a bigger crowd this year because folks are wanting to come to the Wild Game Dinner. We're hearing about that. It's becoming a tradition. So anyway, that'll be coming up, as we said, on the 31st. We'll have more to say about that tomorrow. We'll be at Poor Trav's Deli tomorrow, and we'll have more to say about that tomorrow. In fact, I got some folks coming from the church tomorrow to talk about that. All right, Milligan basketball, Samaj Clark named again for the third straight, or not straight, but for the third time in this basketball season. Samaj Clark named the Offensive Player of the Week in the conference. Yeah, so she put up 24 points, 13 boards against Bernal. She averaged 17 points per contest over the 3 games last week. Dished out 7 assists across 3 games. She's averaging 10 boards a game. So she's doing a double-double, averaging a double-double for the week. She was named, and deservedly so, the Offensive Player of the Week in the conference for the third straight time. We'll have them Wednesday night of next week, a week from tonight, against Truett McConnell. We've got a lot of basketball coming up with the Milligan Buffs and the Lady Buffs, who are co-leaders in the conference right now, undefeated for the Lady Buffs. What? Yeah, breaking news.
Cubs are finalizing a deal for Edward Cabrera.
So the Cubs are going to get Edward Cabrera, the guy we just talked about. Wow. All right, there's one down. Mr. Baseball on his way out the door said, breaking news. Breaking news, Edward Cabrera going to the Cubs. There you go. Mr. Baseball on top of it as he's walking out the door. He's got to get to his Dodgers graduation, which is awesome, from cosmetology school, where she's graduating from, which I find very, very cool. I had Abigail back in the day when we had the puppet ministry, and she was funny, funny, funny girl. So back in the day. All right, so we have this auction going right now, the sports auction from Collins and Company, due to be with us tomorrow. Sports memorabilia and sports card auction event through Saturday. Here are some of the names you can bid on. Go in there right now and bid. There's 467 premium lots, as they call it, for you to bid on. Among those, Joe Burrow, Shohei Ohtani, Ronald Acuna Jr., Aaron Judge, Patrick Mahomes, that's Baker's guy, Rob Gronkowski, Will Clark, Ken Griffey Jr., Barry Bonds, Caden Clark, Cooper Flagg, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, all kinds. Here it is, and so you have until Saturday to bid on it. Go to collinsandcompany.info and bid on all these different ball cards. They've got some game-used memorabilia, including signed jerseys, game-worn cleats, hats, authentic player-worn relics, all that going on again. And so somebody asked me one time about, what are you into any of that at all? The only jersey I'd be interested in getting ever would be a signed jersey by Larry Bird. The only one. So anybody else, it's okay. The late Jerry West, of course, he's gone. And I guess he has some signed stuff out there, but of course he's from West Virginia. So Zeke from Cabin Creek, they called him. So Jerry West signed jersey or something. Of course, I've got an autographed picture in my office of Jerry West back in the day. But really, the only person that would get me even remotely interested, actually, it'd be two. People think I'm crazy. I think I'm a big fan of Bo Jackson. I thought, what an athlete this guy was. Bo Jackson. If I could ever get an autograph, something of Bo Jackson, yeah, or Larry Bird, that'd be about it. Anyway, collinsandcompany.info. There it is. Online sports auction going on through Saturday. So go there now and bid to your heart's delight. They have two other auctions going on. This one starts on Monday. It's a building supply auction. It's a building supply liquidation. I'm not sure who the company is. David's going to be with us tomorrow. It's scheduled to be. All the bids start at $1. It starts on Monday. Lumber and building materials, roofing supplies and shingles, insulation, flooring and carpeting, commercial garage doors, hardware and fasteners, electrical and plumbing supplies. You can go to the website now and look it up. Over 300 lots are going to be auctioning off on this one. Starts on Monday. Tools and equipment, landscaping materials. Go to collinsandcompany.info and you can check this one out. It's called a building supply liquidation online auction event. David is due to be with us tomorrow. Find out who the company is. I don't guess it matters, but somebody's unloading all this through him, through this auction, and that starts on Monday. Now, here's one that started on Monday of this week, January the 5th, goes through next Tuesday. It's a short auction, but it's an online estate auction called Glowing Treasures. Over 700 quality antiques, collectibles, glassware, all that going out, starting at $1 a bid. That's out there for you to look at right now, too. Victorian lighting, antique and collectible glassware, fine china and porcelain, vintage advertising and bottles, an extensive collection of vintage advertising items, barbershop memorabilia, medicine bottles, Coca-Cola bottles. Got tools and equipment, sporting goods and recreation, Mongoose mountain bikes to bid on, rollerball scooter, exercise equipment, sporting goods, ammunition, household Pyrex bakeware, which is big right now, Christmas decorations. All this, again, go to the website. Plastic storage totes, shelving units, and organizational items, perfect for home or business. That's going on now through the 13th, so you can try, again, go to collinsandcompany.info and check that out. And that, again, starts at $1 a bid. That's pretty impressive. That's a lot of stuff. So there you go. All right, Tom Taylor Sports Show. We got Wild Card Weekend coming up. NFL football on Saturday. The Rams and the Panthers. Number 5, L.A. The Rams, and number 4, Carolina, to battle the Panthers. That's a 4:30 game on Saturday. On Saturday evening, the Packers and the Bears for the third time will play it at Soldier Field. And I did not do what I said I was going to do. See if I can look it up here real quick. I'll look at it in a minute. See what the weather's going to be like at Soldier Field in Chicago on Saturday evening. Probably going to be cold, I would think. Although it's supposed to be cold here this time of year. It's in low 60s, which I love. Sunday, the Bills in Jacksonville. Number 6 Bills and number 3 Jacksonville at 1 o'clock. The middle game, Philadelphia, the Eagles hosting the 49ers. The Eagles the 3rd seed, the 49ers the number 6 seed in the NFC. Then the night game on Sunday will be the Patriots in Foxborough, the number 2 seed, hosting the Chargers of Jim Harbaugh. So the Chargers and the Patriots on Sunday. Monday night, the Steelers, the fourth team in the playoffs in the AFC, will be hosting the Texans, the 5th seed, at 8 o'clock on Monday night. So weather should be or could be a factor in Chicago on Saturday, in Philadelphia on Sunday, and certainly in Foxborough on Sunday, and possibly in Pittsburgh on Sunday. So I don't know what the national forecast is, but, it's warm here. I don't know if it's warm in those football cities or not. I'll promise you we'll have that by tomorrow. That way you'll know and I'll know, because the weather will play a havoc. It'll be a difference maker in the game. A cold football, trying to catch a cold football is like kick a cold football is like trying to catch or kick a cinder block. I mean, it's just cold. I don't know if it's going to be that cold, or a wet football, slippery and slick and hard to catch, hard to hold on to. So weather at this point in the season, in the playoffs now, will play a big part. The 2 teams setting out will be the Broncos and the Seahawks. They get first-round byes. Denver, of course, in the AFC, and Seattle in the NFC. Ty Simpson, Alabama quarterback, says, I'm going to the pros. That was announced earlier today while we were on the air. And then Edward Cabrera apparently is going to sign baseball-wise with the Chicago Cubs. So there you go. Those are 2 sports news tidbits that are happening while we're on the air here. Quick break. Back with more after this. We'll take a look at college basketball again for tonight, and the National Hockey League for tonight. One basketball game. Dobbins Minute plays at Gate City tonight in a non-conference game on this Wednesday, January the 7th, celebrating the birthdays of Kenny Loggins, who's 78. Nicholas Cage is 62, and Katie Couric's having a birthday today. She is 69.
It's exciting T.A. Duggar boys basketball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join Joseph Taylor, Tucker Taylor, and yours truly Monday night from the T.A. Duggar Gym as the Cyclones host the Robinson Redskins from Kingsport. It's a doubleheader, airtime of 4:45, first tip at 5 o'clock, audio and video. T.A. Duggar boys basketball against the Robinson Redskins. It all starts at 4:45 this Monday here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go T.A. Duggar boys basketball. Loyal, buy local. He's up against the big boy chains. We know that. Why Big John's Closeouts? What do you feel like separates you from the chains?
Well, I think there's a number of factors I think that go into that. Number one, we're local folks. We shop with you all in other places. We go to church with you. We're involved in civic organizations with you. What money you spend here stays here. It goes to support the payroll and, of course, local taxes. As far as that goes, it also supports a lot of nonprofits as well as sports teams, little leagues, softball, all kind of different things we try to support. We support all the high schools, both city and county, either through, fence signs or gymnasium signs or whatever with yearbooks and the whole bit. So, what you're spending local is staying local. And also we believe, customer service. I came up through the Patey Lumber Company ranks from many years ago. 1977 is when I started. And if you didn't get up and wait on people, or you didn't speak to people, or you didn't try to help people, you wouldn't go to stick around very long. So you learned, that it was important, not only to try to just ask people, but to listen, find out what they're trying to do, find out ways that you can help them as far as that goes. And so all that's very important to us.
There you go, folks. Be loyal, buy local. Support them. Big John's Closeouts here in downtown Elizabeth with hammer high prices. Great sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports, Big John's Closeouts.
Well, during the break, I did check the Chicago weather for Saturday night. It's the only one I could get to. We'll get the rest of them tomorrow. But Saturday evening at 8 o'clock at Soldier Field, an 80% chance of snow or rain, lows in the 20s, and windy and 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. So weather will be a definite factor. Of course, they're used to playing in cold weather, but the Bears and the Packers in Chicago on Saturday evening, snow, rain, or rain turning to snow during the day, changing to snow in the evening. 80% chance it's going to be windy, 10 to 20 miles an hour. So, yep, weather will be a problem, I would think, on Saturday evening. The Bears and the Packers, both of those teams obviously used to cold weather, but still, cold weather is cold weather, and wintry weather is wintry weather. So there will be rain and snow and very windy in the Windy City in Chicago on Saturday. The other games involved that would be weather-related, I would think. Philadelphia on Saturday afternoon. Saturday evening in Foxborough, the Patriots, and then certainly Pittsburgh on Monday night. It's a night game in the Steel City. So we'll find out. But we know for sure that first one's going to be on Saturday evening will be a windy and snowy and cold Saturday evening in Chicago. In Chicago, the Bears and the Packers. Third time out, they've split in the regular season. Let's run down real quick before we get out of here what's coming up for the, well, come on, there you go, for the National Hockey League tonight. Let's get that set up for you before we go. And let's see. Now, don't cooperate now when I'm on the air. When I'm live, I'm trying to pull something up, and it's like, let's bring you up basketball from last night. We want to bring that up. That would be on Tuesday. Get that. Let's run down the basketball games from last night around the region. So you had it's not even Tennessee. Wow. Because I hit the wrong one. Ding-a-ling. There we go. Probably help I hit the. There we go. We'll get this here now. I've got this far into it. I'm going to get it. There we go. All right, let's run down basketball from last night. In District 1, it was Cherokee's ladies all over Chucky Doak, 73-38. Daniel Boone's ladies disposed of Volunteer, beat them by 28. Morristown Westover Crockett by 13. Hampton's ladies beat Happy Valley in a shootout, 46-43. North Green's ladies beat Cosby by 5. Science Hill's ladies beat Elizabeth, and we brought you that one by 20. Westridge defeated Tennessee I's ladies by 4. Sullivan East ladies over University High by 34. And low score in the Tri-Cities Christian Unaka game. Let's see, Greenville defeated Alcoa by 3 in girls basketball. Let's scroll down and get the boys there real quick before we get out of here. It's a good little app you can get to. Well, we'll roll right past it. Let's go to District. All right, Johnson County beat Cornerstone Christian by 11 in boys basketball last night. Cherokee's guys beat Chucky Doak by 26. Daniel Boone's guys beat Volunteer by 2. Crockett beat Morristown West by 10 in boys basketball. Hampton blows out Happy Valley 73-27 in boys basketball. Cosby beat North Green by 6. Science Hill defeating Elizabeth in our game by 8. The one we brought you. East over University High by 6. Tennessee High beat Westridge 70-36. Tennessee High can play. We'll see them in a couple of weeks. And let's see. Alcoa beat Greenville. Greenville's boys basketball team is 2-14, struggling. That's very unusual for Brad Woolsey and the Greenville basketball team. Alcoa beat them by 9, 64-55 in boys basketball play from last night. So the RUB. Let's see if anything else breaking in sports before we get trucking here. Let's see. Cubs and Marlins close to a Cabrera trade. We talked about that. Bama quarterback Simpson says he's headed to the NFL draft. We told you that. And let's see. Let's get over here real quick and get you the scores for today. Let's bring you the National Hockey League. Who's playing where? And we told you earlier in the show, top 25 college basketball. Lady Vols, by the way, playing at Mississippi State tonight. I like the Lady Vols. They can play. I like the coach. She's a West Virginia girl. All right, in the National Hockey League, you have tonight Dallas skating in Washington, Calgary and Montreal, St. Louis Blues and Chicago against the Blackhawks. Ottawa will be in Utah, and San Jose and L.A. The best one of the night will be, record-wise, Dallas at 25-10 skating in Washington against the Capitals for 22-15. That'll be a good one tonight in the world of the National Hockey League. That's going to do it from this show. Thank you for watching. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Again, we'll be live at Port Travis Deli tomorrow. Going to be joined by Joe Diaz, the athletic director from Elizabethton High School, getting us ready for homecoming. Let's give you the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. Today, certainly no different. And so it goes like this. Psalms 34:4 says, I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Then I added, thank you, Lord Jesus, and when we look to you, we can have peace in what we're dealing with, knowing you're going to be there with us every step of the way. That is powerful. Psalms 34:4. We're all going through something. It's nice to know that we can know that he'll be with us every step of the way. Good way to end it. Thanks again to Mr. Baseball, Greg Salyer. Also, Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press. J.D. Vaughn, the executive sports writer and editor of the Johnson City Press. And, of course, we know Greg Salyer, Mr. Baseball, stopped by. I appreciate that very much. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. If you don't have a church home, come to church with us tonight at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church on Watauga Road in Elizabethton. We'd love to have you. We start at 7 o'clock. Kids have the Masters Club programming back in the Bobby Stout Family Life Center. And then we, of course, have our Bible study and prayer meeting. We put a lot of folks up on prayer. And so we do that at 7 o'clock in the sanctuary with the pastor doing a weekly Bible study, which is very informative. A lot of meat on the bone when he speaks on Wednesday nights. Meat on the bone he speaks on Sundays and Sunday nights as well. So anyway, we'll be there tonight. Hope you will be. If you don't have a church home, come join us. You can come sit with me on the back row. I'm a back row Baptist. Love to have you sitting right there with us, learning about the Lord. 2026, to know him and to make him known is my motto this year. To know him, I'll learn more about him personally, and then to make him known, to tell more folks about him, because he's coming. Whether we're ready for it or not, he is coming back. Every day is a day closer. See you back again tomorrow from Port Travis Deli in Elizabeth. Until then, we'll say, as always, bloom where you're planted, and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2421 today.